So I've decided, since the workshop is pretty much done for the summer, I need to get rid of all this wood and store it in another place. What happens, we have an old tarp shed that we actually haven't put up yet. I think it'll be my new lumber shed. And windows and stuff. So that'll open up a lot of room, so I can clean up the house by taking a lot of the work-related things out here. And hopefully I can bring my arcade machines out here and we can finally do restorations on the arcade machines. Oh, by the way, I picked those up. Nice little speakers from the 1970s or 60s. They're Sony, only $5 for a pair. And I've also been collecting copper scrap for melting stuff down and tons of fun things. I'm finally going through and cleaning up the patio here. Got this all cleaned up and I'm slowly eating my way back. So I'm really happy with that. And I'm putting down bricks on the walkway. I want all this wood to be gone, stored away, nice and dry, and that stuff too. We bought this in like 2014, but just never put it up. So we got it out of storage, and I think, like, in lieu of how long it took for the workshop to go, this most likely will feel instant. And I'm going to take this and, yeah, it's 12 feet by 20 feet by 8 feet tall. Perfect for a wood storage place. Oh yeah, and also all that lumber will go in there, and all the lumber in those two white sheds. So that white shed and that white shed will go there. And so I really want to open up the middle yard again, and I might keep those white tarp sheds because they're still actually quite nice, but they'll go back there. I need to work on this area. I've decided to let these grow up a little bit, and they actually help things quite a bit because they keep the poison ivy down and they stop a lot of the stuff from growing underneath them because they block all the light. And so whenever I actually want to go through and clean this, I just quickly yank those out and there's almost nothing underneath. Whereas over here, there's a lot of poison ivy and stuff back there. So it's all a matter of working through it. Oh yeah, and all this stuff will go in there, and all that stuff will go in there. It'll be in this spot. The metal that I collected all those months back will be used for the flooring because I'm not too concerned about like moisture or whatever. I'm going to move a few trees because I've been not mowing this area, and now I have like 120 little maple and black walnut saplings. Really happy with this. So I'll move those over there. I've been just going through and pulling a lot of these weeds and letting these little guys grow up. The ones over here by the burn pit have really sprouted up. They're quite high already. And this one is doing really well. It's about 2 years old. I mowed over it once, but then I decided to keep it. And this tree has been losing some branches, and I believe it started a second wind of growth. And so now it's sprouting up a bunch more. So hopefully this tree can survive. But yeah, I plan to have an actual series about these trees and trying to distribute them and stuff like that whenever they get taller. Probably about 40 or so will be going to my father's land. Kat just had surgery. She had a tumor on her tongue and she wasn't eating for a couple weeks, so she lost a lot of weight. But we had it removed and She's doing really well. She's still a bit tired though. Whoa, what the fuck? Ugh. Is this bad wood? No. That probably killed it. Now I believe this is what's called a stolon, and sadly I ripped a bunch of the roots off, but that has mold on it. I'm going to see about pulling those off. I've never replanted a tree before. This is my first one. This one will probably die, but hopefully it'll be able to sprout some more roots from the stolon and survive. We have a big rain coming in, and hopefully that can help water this. Fucking hell. Seriously. Seriously. You know what? Screw it. Okay. Well, that one already isn't looking too good. That was quick. Yes, I realize that I probably just killed those trees, but it's better than just cutting them down, giving them a chance to survive in a better location, because I would like those trees to grow up there and get really tall and give us some shade. Now that is better. I sharpened my shovel, so that seemed to help quite a bit. I'm really glad I saved that metal because it's gotten the square to about 11 feet by 15 feet. So I only need to bring over a little bit to bring it 12 feet and then about 5 more feet or almost 2 meters to get it to 20 feet. Holy shit, it is hot and humid. Got a heat wave. So I'm doing a little bit of work, but I can only work about 5 minutes at a time before I get overheated. See, that's it. I'm just about to pass off from heat exhaustion now. It's the problem with heat waves. Well, that is enough for now because it's the hottest part of the heat wave. It's like 110 degrees or whatever Fahrenheit and I don't know, 43, 44 Celsius. It is absolutely terrible out here. I think that's enough progress for 1 week. I still have a few more things to fix up on that and get all tightened down, but for the most part it's already been through a few storms and it's holding up fine. Me and my mother will slowly get the rest of it all kind of tightened down. I'm really happy to have all of this wood removed so I can actually be under here and work if it rains. Because remember, the rain doesn't actually fall until here, where the overhang is. And that's another thing. I need to get rid of all this wood, at least get it out of the workshop, because I still am getting tons and tons of things every single weekend. And I mean, I'm happy. I'm really happy. Gonna have to test that out. Gonna have to find a beam to use that, because this thing, that winch, is gonna go. I think it'd be best to put it across the top, but we'll figure it out. All that wood will go, and I have a bunch of 2 high filing cabinets that'll fit underneath here. So this should all be cabinets, well, mostly at least, and some underneath there too, and there'll be plenty of storage for all the odd little things like those. And I'm thinking I'm going to opening up the well, and in the future we can work on making a water chiller. And I just picked up this copper coil today, and that might be able to be used for one of the heat exchangers. I'm going to experiment with geothermal cooling in this building. I'm not sure how that'll work, but I'm thinking having radiators up on the top. Yeah, I don't really know. You know, I think it's funny. You guys will probably think it's funny that I'm using an old, like, little kid's wagon, but I got this when I was like 3 years old, and it's been holding up fine. I've hauled 50 pounds of bricks on this. I used to pull this thing behind my bike for miles and miles, hauling bricks from the railroad tracks, because there was like a pile where an old building fell down by the railroad tracks back where I used to live, and it's held up from that. And then my mother used it in the warehouse at her work to move things on a daily basis for several years, and that was fine. And it's just so weird. It just, sometimes I guess they engineer something to it so it lasts. And that doesn't need restoration, that just needs a cleanup. I bet that'll look really nice once you just get all the dirt off of it. Maybe even put a little linseed oil on there to keep it from rusting even more. But I bet that rust will look nice, because that's a beautiful rust. Unfortunately, the heat wave hit all of a sudden whenever I planted these trees, or when I moved them, so already they had a low chance of surviving. But I don't know, it's been a week, and like this one is starting to show up a little bit. It's not going too well. I've been watering it once a day. I think I should go to twice a day. An entire like 1.5 gallons of water. These ones have lost all their lower branches, but the top piece has stayed green. And so it might have the ability to recover. And that one, same story. And this one, same story as well. But the sun destroys everything out. And I keep having to water these. And that's what I've been up to this week. It is hot, and I'm very happy with my progress. I'm gonna go hide in the basement where it's nice and cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. See ya.